Okay. Hello, hello. Testing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think. Yeah. I think we're live now. So, hello everyone. I hope you're listening to me well, clearly. I was setting up some things before starting, so welcome now. This is actually I think the third streaming or fourth, I don't know. So it's a little bit late now. I really hope everyone is a good time to be hearing some bass, some lessons. We will be mostly. I'll try to answer every one of your questions. I was thinking yesterday. It's because we are not a big amount of people that we can actually have that feedback. I really don't know, if the flow of comments it's big. It's actually really hard to get them all. So if you're here, please get your questions right here in the right side of the screen. You can actually go to Twitter too. So let's start. For everyone, just if this is your first time here, I want to say that this is planned to be like a personal class almost for every one of you. For every one of you to clarify some issues that you're having with your instrument. Also for me to maybe give you some tips, some news about what's coming up real soon, what I'm working on, maybe show some spoilers of some things. Mostly it's about that, so I'll be starting, reading your questions, your comments, like the comment from Mr. Patch Sawyer that says, what is your advice for improvising? And actually the last streaming I was talking a little bit about that, about improvising in your instrument, whether it is bass, guitar. There's kind of even a spiritual thing about improvising that we can chat a lot about. We can obviously talk about technical things about it. So I'll get to it maybe later when I'm planning kind of giving a little talk about using the blues scale. Maybe some of you are familiarized with the blues scale, maybe some of you don't, so I'll be talking about it a little bit. I don't have actually a 5-string bass, and just went out a little bit. Yeah, I was reading some comments. I really appreciate for every one of you to be here. As some of you already know, I'm not from America. I'm not from an English-speaking country. I'm doing my best. I think I'm improving. I don't know. But let's see. Mr. S. Agüero, you like Red Hot Chili Peppers? Yeah, I like them a lot. Maybe most bassists have ever listened to, Red Hot Chili Peppers. I'm actually working on Tell Me Baby to be on really soon. So, what I was talking about a few minutes ago. If you're new to the streaming, you can let your questions right here in the right side of the screen. You can go to Twitter, you can go, Facebook if you want. Maybe I'm planning on, maybe I don't know if any one of you want, or maybe the patrons want to, get in Skype with me and maybe, get a conversation about some things and some things that can help every one of you also. So about what I was going to talk. I want to think this is kind of a class, but it's more of an interactive kind of class. So I'll be doing my part, that is doing the kind of a lesson part where I do my speech, maybe like you're in class and the teacher does his speech, and then he wants to know what's about your questions, and feel free to ask everything. So yeah, you can post requests too, but I'll read them obviously, but that won't make me do them with more energy. Uh, it's kind of difficult to get requests for every one of you. So now, maybe a few years from now, I'm trying to get inclusive in that matter. Getting the most liked, the most requested songs are the ones I'm trying to get to you. For the most quantity of people to reach. So here's a really common question, and I'm going to answer it right now. I've been playing for about since 2011. I think I said that. Playing bass. I've been playing guitar from a lot of years before that. So I have kind of experience. I had a teacher, and this is kind of the introduction to my theme of the day. I had a teacher that he liked a lot of some jazz, some blues genre. Some of that type of learning got into my guitar playing, my guitar instruction. So maybe most of the most used scale in guitar, for a solo or for most genres, it has some of the blues scale in it. So like a kind of an introduction to you, I'll be playing some of the blues scale and talking about it. So okay, listen here. I really hope you listen good. This. So the blues scale comes from kind of the pentatonic scale. I think that's how you call it. This is the pentatonic scale. Just in this tone. This is minor pentatonic scale. It's A, C, D, E, G, A. So this is kind of an ancient scale to play. Maybe some of the ethnic cultures around the world have come across playing this scale. You can do some of these things. What does it that sounds to you? you know. It's kind of Asian feel, maybe you can say that. So the pentatonic scale came from that, that sound. So I really don't know much about the history, the full history, but in some moment, this scale got turned into this scale. So that flow of notes, that that melody, it has its roots in the mostly in the African American community, or no people, So blues scale, it's obviously the basis of blues and the basis of many rock genres. If you know a little bit about rock history, most of the songs that you hear now have some influence in blues and the primal genres. So you have this blues scale, and the sounds of this, the notes that you add to the pentatonic minor scale, which was A, C, D, E, G, A, you add this note. It's A, C, D, E flat, E, G, A. So you have this passing note. That's how you call it, actually, passing note. And that's the main ingredient of this scale. So if you want to give the sound, you have to maybe pass from here, and maybe not every time just get stuck in that note, but it's kind of a dissonant sound if you use it in some instance. So those are the notes of the minor blues scale. So A minor, I'm using A minor mostly because it's kind of a root scale, because it has no alterations, obviously apart from that E flat, So we have the notes again: A, C, D, E flat, E, G, A. So if you're hearing, maybe you can actually tell me, Red Hot Chili Peppers use most in many cases this scale. Every rock band has some involvement in this scale, so it's very important for you to know it. So if any one of you doesn't know it now, I think that it's the my anchor to get to you in this stream, and I'll be talking about it a little bit later, and I'll be obviously answering some of questions from you in the meantime, but I'll be doing some exercises about you to get that sound, and practicing scales. It's most people will tell you that it's very important to achieve good positions and having all the positions of a scale in order to improvise. So that's where I was going to improvising, and knowing this scale. It's very the two things are linked together. So that's about the introduction maybe of this class. I'm kind of trying to get some order, because the title, when I get the title to the streams, I really don't know what to put in the title, because I talk about many things, you know. So here's the question, Mr. Dylan Collins. You're a great bassist, man. Any tips on starting your own YouTube channel for covers, lessons? Oh, okay, that's interesting. Your own YouTube channel. Actually, I really don't know how this started in some time, but I always wanted to get involved in the YouTube platform, you know, mostly because I follow a lot of fellow bassists, fellow musicians that are doing, you know, the covers, some of the old, some of the new. I follow most of them, and I really wanted to you know, do some covers, and in the goal of always trying to get better, you know, doing my thing. And I thought in that time that practicing, you know, a song to get it perfectly, and uploading it to get good comments, it's a good practicing, you know. It's a good instance for practicing. So I started with this, and obviously I needed to have the equipment, you know, but you really don't need the very best equipment to start. You know, I started recording myself with a cell phone, and I started plugging the bass right into the computer. You know, with one of these things. So it wasn't pro at all. So I always say it, and maybe it's kind of a repetition of what I always say, but please don't feel discouraged if you have a little of equipment, a little of whatever, you know. If you have the idea, you can pull it out in some way. So just do it. I think. Okay. How do you practice slapping? Says Miss, I don't know, Vivian Toth. I'm playing bass for a few years now, and I really can't slap. No idea how to. I talked a little bit about it, and I want to retake it maybe from some minutes here. So I was playing yesterday and some other days. You know, that song that I talked to you about. It's "Tell Me Baby" from Red Hot Chili Peppers, and the main riff, it's kind of a thing like this, and I'm practicing it. So it's that's kind of the main riff of the song, and obviously the chorus it's different too. It's so you have a kind of the chorus and the main part. It's only two parts of that song, and it's not that difficult, you know, in structure, but it's kind of difficult in stamina ways, in ways of strength, in ways of practicing. So when you're doing this a lot of time, you will get tired, you will get maybe hurt if you're out of practice. When I'm not always slapping, so when I slap, mostly when I do the popping sound, that sound, I permanently hurt myself again, and I get blisters again because I'm not always slapping. So the sound that you're hearing now, it's actually the bass directly connected, so I'm not adding nothing, and this is the sound again of the main riff. So you're doing if you don't know nothing maybe about the slapping, it's kind of hard for you to start with this, but it's a good example to get the right position, because if you don't get the right position of your hands, it's kind of difficult always. And I was struggling with this piece in particular because of this, these fast parts. This that it's very fast, so you have to do kind of this movement here, and this movement it's very difficult to get. You have to really use your wrist to be playing a slap, and not your hand. You can do this, but you can do this. So to get into that practicing, and I'm going to do it kind of fast. Maybe I'm sorry if I'm not that I'm not explaining myself that long, but when you slap, you use this part of the finger, the bony part. You slap it right next to this part of the fretboard, and when you're doing it like this, it's kind of a how do you say it? Lash motion, maybe. I don't know. It's very fast. You have to do it fast to get it in the right sound. So this is the slapping part, and this is the popping part. That is, you can use this finger, this or this finger. Actually, I watched a video recently, and Flea himself said he used the middle finger. So I use the I don't use that finger. I use the index finger for playing, and it actually depends on you. So for you to practice, I recommend you to get to my lessons, and I will get you this give you this exercise right now. You can play an A here in the 5th space, and 8 in the higher octave here in the 7th, and you do this. Play here and get that sound. Get a good slap here and get that sound. If you're not getting that sound in that position, maybe your strings are a bit high, so you have to deal with that here. And the hurting part, the part that will hurt, maybe it's doing the popping, but you don't do it very very strongly. You don't have to do this, and no, you do it slowly and in a good amount of pressure and strength. So maybe kind of a introduction from there, but I'm not going to talk about slapping every day every day of the week, but I really know most of you want to get into that sound, and getting into that, it's also very encouraging for you to practice. So keep doing that, keep practicing. Mr. Dylan Green, is it bad that I'm trying to play Iron Maiden slapping? I don't know. Why is it bad? It's good that you're playing, you can play whatever you want, like whatever you want, You can play slap with a pick, and I don't care. You can actually do that, and I saw it, so just play. So the reason why I speak in English, and I also said this, it's because with some luck most of you will understand me, you know. And if I be talking in my native language, maybe there will be some restriction in this, you know, in getting to the answers for every one of you. So I'm very sorry if the language it's kind of crooked, or maybe you don't understand, but we have to deal with it, you know. Okay. So, if we don't have any more questions, I'm going to keep with doing the thing, you know, about improvising in blues scale. I'm going to give you the first maybe exercise for you to practice, and actually the first exercise is it's just playing the scale, you know, playing it good. So, like I said, if you go to my blues scale lesson, I think it's called, you can watch the same thing I'm doing right now. So, as I said to you, this is the blues minor scale of in the key of A. Again. This is kind of the second position maybe for the bass, and there's 6 maybe or less positions for you to do the same thing in all along the fretboard, you know. So you're having this A, C, D, E flat, E, G, A, and please pay a lot of attention to your fingers while you're playing this. So if you're doing it like this, if this is you, and probably maybe some of you are playing it, some things like that, you know, lifting the fingers, the left hand fingers too much. Try to play it very, very slow, and don't let your fingers to raise up that much, you know. You can do it like this. So we have index finger, little finger here, index middle ring, and index ring. I actually called these fingers with a number because it's much easier to do that. So you have a 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 1, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3 to get the first position, the second position. Actually, I'm starting with the second because it's a little bit easier to get with this one first. So again. And again. Okay. Excuse me. So again. A, C. So when you have this kind of figure out, you have a good position in your left hand, and you're using alternate, you know, fingering here always. You can start start, getting some speed. And you can expand the same scale, so it's here, and you expand it over here in the G string. You do, and you used all the strings there. So again, with all the strings. So when you get that, you can actually get to the other positions that I'm not going to mention here in this part of the channel. You can go to the video I actually uploaded some time ago. So the scale again, but actually you can play with it. You can get some bass, some drums playing, some metronome, I don't know, and you can start playing with it. So when you're getting used to play with it, you can actually insert some of your techniques that you already learned, kind of the ghost note, like we were talking about the last streaming about the ghost notes. You can add a lot of other techniques that we will be discussing in some time. So this is kind of the first exercise that you can learn there, and it's only about getting a good starting point, getting a good starting point in playing here. So Mr. Raul, how many tries does it take to get a perfect video of you playing bass? And actually that obviously depends on the song. Depends a lot of the difficulty of the song, how hard it is. So maybe if I'm playing, an easy song, if you can say it like that, maybe I can pull it out just reading the tablature and playing at the same time, getting that feel, kind of at the first sight. Maybe I can pull it out and record myself, but in most of the cases I have to practice through the week. Some weeks, maybe a month, I have to practice. And I really, with some songs, I wish I had more time in that moment, because maybe the video that I uploaded needed more work, and I didn't have the time. So it's kind of a tricky thing to do. So Mr. Maro 14 or Maro 14, I don't know, how can you play with a measure and keep concentrated on the metronome? So about timing things, I talked about in the last stream also, and it's I like I said, very important to get a grip in the thing that you're playing. Get get the get the feel of it. And for that, you need to listen a lot of music. You need to play with a lot of musicians too. Get to their feel, and they getting through your feel. It's very important too. And you have to just let go. Some people have the rhythm in their blood, like you maybe say in some person, you say, oh, he has some rhythm in him. And I really think it's a thing about your education. The education you have, from when you're a child, from maybe even when you're an adult. You can keep practicing, some things like timing and rhythm and many other things. So in a way of exercising through the bass, the metronome, it's very important too. And I actually don't play a lot with a metronome myself, but when I record, maybe for my band, I'm always counting on the metronome. But in some other aspects, I'm not. I'm trying to use my inner metronome, in a way that you can say it. So try to play a lot, and most of the things will resolve itself. Sorry again. So okay, Mr. or Miss? No, I think Mr. Adebayo Akin. I don't know. Who's your biggest inspiration to pick up a bass? And I had a lot of inspirations, but I just really liked the instrument. I also said I like that this instrument. It's a very multifunctional, maybe, instrument. You can play a lot of roles in music. You can be the basis of the song. You can be the rhythm part. You can be even melodic or harmonic part of a song. So you have a lot of power here. You have a lot of control of the band, and some of the things that I really like. So I really like that instrument. But my goal of this channel is actually to get equal amount of love to the guitar, and to even keyboard, even whatever other instrument. So with some time, maybe I can get a lot more of not just bass. So Mr. King Machinima, is there a proper way to slap on bass? I like to slap with my fingers loosely, except for my thumb. But I see you clutch your fingers. Which is better? Much respect from Brazil. Okay. Yeah. I've noticed there's a lot of kinds of playing slap. And it depends a lot on the people that are playing it. Some people will grab the bass like this and play like this. Some people will play like this, with the bass in another position. And yeah, the way of doing it depends a lot in you, but you really have to follow some rules. all slap and pop should sound kind of the same. You can't play that loosely, and the sound will get different. You know, you can play like this, and it's kind of not the same, but if it is your style, you can also use it. You can also use a lot of things that should be considered an error in your playing, in your personal playing. But in my experience, I really have to to get the sound of the player that I'm trying to get at the cover. So if I want to play a song by Flea, I need to have some of the style of him, you know. Flea, if for example he plays slapping, but it's very rough, you know. It's hard, and it's for the sound, for you to get the real maybe sound of it, you really have to play it roughly. You have to get and get some strength out of it, you know. It's different in other other bases, and it's different really in other people, whatever. So just try to get a variety of sounds. Yeah, don't conform yourself with just playing like someone or just playing like yourself. You have to do the two things, I really think. About a second part of the blues scale, second exercise, I'm going to play here. So we talk about a blues scale, and maybe you can also get it in that speed, you know. You can, with some practice, get a good feeling in it. And if you're a beginner, maybe it will not sound that clear, because you really have to take care of the noises that your bass could make, you know. Some loose string, some fretting sound that you need to polish, getting a good grip. It's all the things that you have to think about while you're practicing. So here is the first exercise. Just this, you know, that's simple. So to get to this, you have to first the notes here. It's very easy, but you can add complexity in it if you are good enough, and maybe you have some more practice. You can get some different techniques apply it to the same thing. As I always say, you can do this, or you can do this. So it depends in your level of playing, but getting to the basics, it's always good. So do it. How you do it? It's A here, another A here, the higher octave, and you do this with the index and the middle finger, E, and you pass through that note. So here. So it's you're using index or 1 and 4 here, 1 and 4, 1 and 4, and you get a good position in your hand. If you're using 1 and 3, you open your hand too much, so try to not doing this, because it's not the right position in my opinion. You know, you can get it much tighter in this way. So you play in here A, G, E flat, E, and you have a time, and you can get it at much speed. So it will help you a lot in many things. You know, exercising, it's not about it may be boring in some time, you know, getting some exercise done, but it pays out a lot. So this is I think the second exercise I can give you. Maybe I'll give you something in a beginner mode, in an intermediate mode, and then finally kind of a thing in advanced maybe, and we can stop the streaming, you know. But I really like to anyone to appreciate what I'm doing here, not only beginners, but every one of you. So, Adam Jones, do you have any tips for playing with a pick? Okay, give me a minute. Let me get. Okay. First of all, there's kind of a rejection maybe of playing with a pick, and I really don't share that feeling. I really like to play with a pick also, and for me it doesn't feel bad in a moral way or whatever. Doesn't feel bad at all. It's just another way of playing. So just get some advantages about it, and don't let it limit yourself, you know. Playing with a pick in the bass compared maybe to a guitar, because you have a lot of resonance in the strings, you have a lot of more mass to move around, so you have to be maybe a little bit rougher, you know, to get that. But if you play guitar before, it's kind of the same. If you haven't, the way you grab the pick, it's very important, and some of you maybe doesn't really think it is that important. So when you're grabbing your pick here, you really need to get a little part out of your finger, you know. You don't play with the full pick like this, because in the bass you have to apply some more pressure, and the pick will you know, bend in your hand, and you don't want that. So you really need to get a hold much tighter and get just the tip of the pick here to do the action here, or maybe here, I don't know. So you can play like this. It's the wrong way, and it sounds like this. I'm actually doing a lot of pressure to get that sound. So if you press it a little more tighter, and like I said, you have much control, and you have to do only this to get a more more string out of it. And obviously, if you're standing or you're sitting, it's different form of playing, you know. But getting a good grip, it's very important, I think. So, and we have another here. So, do you have any tips for playing flamenco? It's pretty much a requirement for songs like Nature Boy by Primus, and it's giving me a lot of trouble. Well, when some people say flamenco, I really don't know if that's the official, you know, name, but I'm assuming that you're talking about this, doing this. So I'll give some quick advice on doing this here. Okay. So when you're, I call it actually strumming with your fingers, and I think when you do it kind of in a flamenco way, you do it more like this. You use maybe 3 fingers and you're passing through in that way. So the way Les Claypool use it, it's not that way. It's actually a little bit rougher to do. You do this. So when you're strumming, you're using your fingernails to get it down, and your tip of the fingers to get it up. So it might hurt a little bit. So okay, I'm reading something here actually. It's back your fingers to play individual finger notes. They give me burn. Okay, I understand. But when I use it a lot, maybe in the Primus aspect of the playing, you know. But I really don't know it in a much broader way. But if I have to give a kind of a general advice on doing this in your bass, it's be careful with your fingernails and get a good attack, because it will help a lot, you know, getting a good attack in your fingers, and not doing it like this. It shouldn't sound kind of weak. It should sound a lot more powerful in this way. So I really don't know if I helped you, but maybe you can say it to me. So I'm going here. Yep. Let's talk about the intermediate or second exercise for blues scale here. Let me get some music while I talk. So I was talking about a blues scale and improvising. Maybe we'll get to some improvising in the end of this, in the ending of this streaming. So about another exercise to pull out, maybe like here, that it's kind of a slide, if you want to talk it, if you want to call it like this, you know, sliding, because you are, but Actually, someone called it the sting, maybe. I really don't know, but it's this technique, doing this, that goes very well with a blues scale. So if you're doing like this, you really need to have some kind of a intermediate knowing of your instrument for doing this, maybe. Mostly because it's hard to get that speed, doing this. So in order for you to do this, you really don't need to move your whole arm. Maybe just the a little flick, of the finger here. It's enough for getting the trick here. So the exercise could be like this. So we have the exercise there, and it is blues, in the blues scale. So you're doing this. So the hardest part obviously is doing this. How you do this? So first you have to attack with the finger here. It's a D note. You play it. You do sliding in the next note, that it's E flat again. It's kind of like doing it here, but in the higher octave you do it like here. And when you are here from the 7th to the 8th, you have to come back, and do it, slide in and out. So you have to practice it a lot to get it fast. So the thing that you have to keep in mind, it's not doing it like this and trying of doing it like this, So Mr. Baba Ganoush says, why slide if you can hammer on and then pull off? Because it's different. So you have to, if you do it like this, it might sound the same, but it might not involve the same physical movement in that moment. It might not involve the same groove, the same feeling. You can do this, and it's kind of a more little thing to do. If you do it in the same thing but with hammer-ons, it's different, in my opinion. You can also do it with just hammer-on maybe and pull off, but it's another technique for you to keep in mind. So we're doing it like this: 7, 8. So here we have it. It's and then you have this, and that's kind of the second or maybe third exercise that you maybe should use if you're you know, messing around in a blues scale. You can do this. And you have a nice line there, a nice solo maybe, you know, and it's a nice thing to learn. So maybe some other questions here, and okay, Mr. Bass Machine, can you do a tutorial on artificial harmonics? Artificial harmonics. Okay. You can you understand maybe this is a natural harmonic here when you're doing it like this. That is natural harmonic maybe because you have to just do a slight press and lift the finger, and you have the natural harmonic. In much parts of the fretboard you can also do that. You can do it here, you can do it here. So some of the artificial harmonics you can do in the bass are maybe it's two, the one I know. I don't know if there's more. You can actually get it with a slap. You can get a kind of a harmonic here with slapping. Did you hear that maybe? Okay. That sound you can actually do it if you do a you know, popping here, but when you're popping you just you know, slightly touch with your hand the same string. It's difficult, but it's kind of the pinch harmonic that you do in guitar. Yeah, in guitar, in electric guitar, you can do it a pinch harmonic, and it's kind of the same thing here. You apply the pressure, you know, play the note, and also at the same time you're using your hand to stop some of the harmonics and let some of them out, you know. That's yeah, I think that's an artificial harmonic because you know, the others are natural. And also you have this. You can also do some other harmonics while you're pressing in a you're pressing here in a some fret, and in some parts you will create new harmonics here. You can do it like this. So you can have I don't know, mostly all the notes in a harmonic way, but I think that's also called artificial. And it's just the same as doing it like this in the natural harmonics, but you have to place a finger over here, maybe kind of 3 or 4 frets apart of distance. So I think that's it. I really don't know if it's other type of harmonic that you meant to, but those are the ones I know. So I have to figure out the third exercise, maybe some of kind of a more difficult thing, but I think I'm going to think something that has to be about slapping, you know, because most of you want to know some more things about slapping. So you can actually also do slapping in a blues scale, you know, playing it kind of in a blues scale, you know. So we're going to stop here. So the same thing I did in the second exercise, this thing, you can also do it in a kind of a slapping and popping motion. And you can obviously just slap all the notes in the scale in the same way, you know, in a blues scale. But you can also add some blues in your slapping. So let me think about this. So here it is. You have this. It's kind of similar to the first exercise I gave you. It was like this. But now we're trying to play it this way, you know, slapping and popping here. So for this, you have to. I'm going to play the really slow. So for doing this, you have to play here A and A in the octave, and do it slap, kind of this sound that it's a ghost note slap here, and another popping here. So you do this. Slowly. And you add this part. So you're doing this, and then you're doing slap and pop again, but all in ghost notes again. So you have this. And you add finally the last part. That it's just only this D, E flat, A, E, and you just slap it, here. So again. And again. And again. And faster. So that is kind of a more advanced exercise, maybe, for you to practice. I don't know. Here there are 3 exercises based on the learning of the blues scale, and it's kind of a simple way of approaching. I will say to you now that you can, maybe some of you know, you can actually go to Patreon, and there's a lot of rewards there that you can actually get. And one of the first ones, it's getting a song made just for you, and it's one of the most popular things that you can get there. But also you can get a private lesson, via Skype, and we can talk over there if you want to, and we can figure out more things, kind of in a personal way. So I think we're finishing this stream. I really don't know, and I want you to tell me, maybe after this gets uploaded, and if this hour of the day, or maybe if this day it's good enough for you. Maybe if you want it in another day, another time, you can tell me, and I can move the hour, move the day, so I can get some people that are not available, maybe on Friday, maybe on this hour, and so I really do. I know there's a little quantity of people, watching this right now, compared to the number of people that are in the channel, and that is mostly because this is different. But I really want for you to get good feedback with this. First of all, if you want to get your questions answered, please do it in the next live stream. You can get your questions, maybe write them down, and we can virtually have a class here, in which I try to get your idea of what you want to learn, So maybe I'll be doing another of this one in 2 weeks from now on. Let me check the date here. Okay, so maybe 29th of April I'll be doing another streaming here. And I'll be trying to get another topic, another theme in this streaming, because I try to give a theme to this one. It is the blues scale and kind of a an introduction to it. So I'm going to do kind of a final solo, maybe trying to show you and how you if you practice these exercises that I gave you, how can you kind of get an improvement in your playing. And with that I'm finished. So I'll be seeing you in the next time. I thank you, every one of you that maybe passed through, and for the ones that are still here, and thank you for listening to this. And if you want your questions answered, please tune in some other time, and I'll try to get it. I don't know how frequently I'll be doing this, and I don't want to maybe spoil the channel doing this all the time. I have some things to work on also, but I really like this idea, getting some more personal feedback from you and for me also. So we're going to finish this. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you to I can't name every one of you, but I love to. So goodbye, and I'll see you in another time. Goodbye.